Well, this is coming from Kaduna United. Unfortunately, we didn't get it on time to put it out for you to see on screen. It's coming from Honorable Ibrahim Balarabe Musa, Permanent Secretary of the Kaduna State Ministry of Youth and Sports and Acting Commissioner of Sports. He says, I wish to inform the general public that the Kaduna State government, owners of the Premier League club, Kaduna United, is not a part of the decision reached by the body called club owners regarding the league management company. I wish to categorically state that whatever their resolutions and conclusions are, we are not a part of it, and in line with that, we have warned the club chairman, Honorable Sawo Bayaro, to disengage himself from any activity of the group. This also wasn't signed, but it carries the name of Honorable Ibrahim Balarabe Musa, obviously Permanent Secretary, Kaduna State Ministry of Youth and Sports. So that's the confusion everywhere.
Well, Tony, Honorable Balarabe Musa is not the PRO of Kaduna United. I think it should have been appropriate for the PRO of Kaduna United or an official of Kaduna.
He's talking as a representative of the Kaduna State government, owners of Kaduna United.
No, it would have been more credible if this information, was dished out by an official of Kaduna United.
I don't have a problem.
They do sponsor the club.
Yeah, the sponsor.
Yes, I don't have a problem. That's why they put them there.
Okay.
That's why they put them there.
Okay.
We know they are the sponsor. That's why they put them there. Allow them to do. You can instruct them.
And interestingly, Sawo Bayaro is also the vice chairman of the LMC. Or unless it's been removed that we didn't know. He's the vice chairman of the LMC. So he is warning Bayaro to disengage from any activity of the club owners group that as sponsors of the club, they are not a party to it. I don't have any problem.
That's their own issue.
That's their own issue. Let's look at these issues dispassionately.
Yes, Tony, let's come to the issue of tenure. Honorable Nduka Irabo just, alluded that they don't have the mandate of club owners, that they got their mandate from NFF. Tony, you remember the proverb of Chief MQ Abiola that said, you cannot shave a man's hair in his absence. So who are the real stakeholders of the Premier League?
God bless you.
Who are the real stakeholders? If you are not saying that you are only...
This is actually the genesis
absolutely
of this problem. It was not particularly clear.
How did the LMC
exactly
start? How did it start?
At the very beginning of this LMC, it was not clear who was the master of the LMC. The LMC just can't come into existence. Somebody has to have brought it or midwives into existence.
How did they come about?
Was it the club owners? Was it the 20 league
Congress of the Premier League?
Was it the Congress of the Premier League club? Or the NFF? Because now they are claiming that they do not recognize the authority of the club owners. That it is not the NFF. That is only the NFF
that give them the mandate. No, how did this mandate come about? The Congress of the League
of the Premier League
impeached or impeached in quotes, depending on which side of the divide you have, or removed Victor Romson Baribote. That was the origin. They removed Baribote and then set up a 6-man committee, I think, and then also said NFF will guide them in all of this. That decision was ratified at the Congress of the NFF. That is what brought the LMC into the picture. But the issue is, what was the term of the reference? Well, yes, we know it was a 1-year term given by the NFF president. It was a 1-year term because we still have the recording of the inaugural speech of NFF president Aminu Megeri.
But the truth is this. Did the club owners, the 20 club owners, did they set up the LMC? Or was it the NFF? Who in at the inauguration?
Yes, they did. The LMC set up...
so if they did...
But how did it... No, not just the 20 clubs. 20 clubs, NFF, NSC, all had a hand in the setup of the LMC.
Well, you know what they say about too many cooks and the soup.
The 20 clubs, the NFF, the NSC, all had collaboration with the setting up of the LMC. That's the true position. Because in my own opinion,
they may be stakeholders, but the real owners of the Premier League are the clubs.
According to the statute.
In an ideal setting.
And if they agreed that the LMC should operate for one tenure, the most appropriate thing for them to have done, the LMC, was to go back to the clubs. Since we are doing well, and we have our tenure is almost expiring, what do we do? What do we do?
Interesting. The logical thing would have been for the LMC to seduce these clubs that, look, this is what we plan to do, this is what we plan to do, this is what we plan to do, but we have too little time to do it. So why don't you just extend our mandate? They should have made themselves indispensable to these clubs. Give them a reason to see why they need them in the first place. If that reason was never there, then there was no doubt in their mind, in anybody's mind, that after the 1 year tenure, that this was, because we had issues when the LMC first came up, that they seemed to be sidelining the clubs.
Absolutely.
The way they were referring to them as so-called club owners. There was always going to be a rancor. There was always going to be a day of reckoning, and that day of reckoning has come. So you have a lot of people are to blame for this. The three stooges, the NSC, the NFA.
Call them stooges.
Call them what
are
you
the
like.
main actors.
Yeah, okay, the three main actors, the NSC, the NFA, and the club owners. There was a mistake from the very beginning when they did not direct the affairs of the LMC to indicate directly who they direct. Who are the responsible for the direction of
the
command?
LMC feels the club owners didn't give them the mandate. Their mandate came from the NFF. And so they are not answerable to the club owners.
But it's not true. Toyi, you have followed this the sequence of events. The NSC and the NFF came in because there was crisis. And I had expected that at that level they should have played mediatory role. After that, allow the LMC and the club owners to handle their affairs. That's the way it should have been. And if the LMC are not claiming that they owe their allegiance to the ministry and NFF, the club will always be there. The 20 clubs will always be there. The man who is the minister now, he's not going to be there forever.
No.
The officials of the NFF are not going to be there forever. But the 20 clubs will always be there.
If the clubs don't want to play, is it the NFF and the ministry that will go and play?
But let's look at things from a broader perspective. We know that one season is not enough for the reforms we are thinking about in the interest of Nigerian football.
They go about it the legitimate way.
Couldn't we have?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong
in the interest of. I'm talking about
yes.
in the overriding interest of
in
Nigerian
principle,
football. In 1 year,
there's nothing wrong with the principle of an LMC. We've talked about it before. It is what they obtains in the German Bundesliga, where they set up a holding company to manage and run the affairs of the Bundesliga. It works perfectly.
The model that we want to adopt, and that the
perfectly.
LMC and the club owners agreed to adopt in the communique that is sent out a couple of months ago, is the English Premier League format, where the 20 Premier League clubs are the ones who own the league and who appoints people to run the league. But we know that that is an ideal setting, which is not exactly what we have in Nigeria.
Why can't it be practicable here?
Because the clubs are government clubs.
Why can't it be practicable?
Too many vested interests.
In one voice, they will say they want to follow this model when it favors them. When it doesn't favor them, they will now say another thing. Toyi, let us be straightforward with this issue. The clubs own the Premier League. The LMC should liaise with them.
People have said the fact that the LMC is an independent body, no club affiliation. No club affiliation
gives you some kind of credibility.
Really helps them in taking far-reaching decisions, not minding whose ox is God.
What far-reaching decision did they take in the outgone season?
They managed to settle the sponsorship issue. They managed to settle that.
That was one. What about the discrepancies in the decisions
it's not
taken?
entirely LMC's fault.
Nobody said it's perfect.
Appeal, NFF O&D. That can happen if anybody is in charge of the league.
Nobody said the situation.
And you already have an idea that there's crisis in the NFF judicial bodies as well.
Yeah.
This one takes a decision today, the other one takes a different decision tomorrow. That is beyond the LMC, unless there's a change in the statutes of how we adjudicate on issues like that in Nigerian football. So we can't blame the LMC.
No one is saying that the current situation is perfect. But what we are saying is that if the LMC had done their job properly, if they had gone about mediating with these clubs, like I said, seducing them, giving them a reason as to why they need to be given a longer tenure, and even by their actions, not necessarily by their words, but even by their actions, maybe there would have been some kind of compromise.
What is even wrong?
With these clubs?
What is even wrong is democratic. What is even wrong in the people who gave you the mandate asking you to relinquish the mandate?
Well, who gave them the mandate? That is the problem.
The club owners.
But the LMC will disagree.
Gentlemen, this is a developing story, and it will go on and on and on and on. Let me read a few comments that I have on Twitter. Monday Eremen, I hope I didn't murder your name, at Ben Eremen says, I think you should infuse legal sessions in your show. Just a suggestion, Nigerian League and its wahala. That's what it says. Basonya Kabiru Tunde says, please, who gave the club owners